Look at your last conversation. You agreed when you wanted to say no. You laughed at a joke that wasn't funny just to keep the peace. You think you're being nice, but the world sees you as harmless. And in the game of power, being harmless is the same as being invisible. You are projecting weakness, not kindness. People don't respect the nice guy. They use him. It is time to dissect the 7 traps that are draining your authority. Trap number 1 is the compulsion to over-explain yourself. Every time you make a decision and immediately offer a long list of reasons, you are begging for permission. You think it makes you reasonable, but it makes you look like a subordinate reporting to a boss. A king does not justify his moves to the court. Silence is the ultimate flex of power. Your decisions are final. Stop wrapping your choices in apologies and start delivering them as unshakable facts. When you over-explain, you hand the other person a weapon. You give them multiple points to argue against. You're inviting a debate when you should be issuing a statement. The less you say, the more profound your words become. The cold architect understands that mystery commands respect. If they don't understand your motive, they cannot predict your next move. Cut the endless justifications. State your intent, close your mouth, and let the heavy silence do the heavy lifting. You fear that if you don't explain, they will think you are arrogant. Let them think whatever they want. Their perception is not your responsibility. Your power is. The moment you stop seeking their understanding is the moment they start seeking yours. You are suffocating your own authority with unnecessary words. Strip your vocabulary down to the absolute minimum. A simple no without a footnote is the most terrifying and respectable word in the human dictionary. Master it completely. Trap number 2 is the disease of instant availability. You answer messages in seconds. You drop your own work to solve someone else's emergency. You believe this makes you reliable, but it actually makes you cheap. Water is essential, but it is free because it is everywhere. Diamonds are useless, but they are expensive because they are rare. When you are always available, you teach people that your time has absolutely zero value. You are a convenience, not a priority. To build an aura of power, you must introduce friction. Do not reply immediately. Let the phone ring. Make them wait. Waiting establishes a clear hierarchy. The person who waits is always the subordinate to the person who makes them wait. You are the sole architect of your own schedule. Do not let external chaos dictate your internal order. Withdraw your presence. When they finally get your attention, they will treat it as a privilege, not a given right. Trap number 3 is emotional reactivity. You let their words penetrate your armor. When someone insults you, you get angry. When they ignore you, you get anxious. You are handing them the remote control to your nervous system. A person who cannot control their emotions is a puppet, easily manipulated by anyone who knows which strings to pull. Anger is not power. Anger is a complete loss of control. The most intimidating response to disrespect is absolute, chilling indifference. When the world expects fire, give them ice. They want to see you break. They want the satisfaction of knowing they successfully affected you. Deny them that pleasure. Reacting emotionally validates their attack. The cold architect observes the attack, analyzes the weakness of the attacker, and remains completely still. Your lack of reaction creates a void, and human nature panics in a void. By doing nothing, you force them to consume themselves with doubt. Become an unshakable emotional fortress. Trap number 4 is the apology reflex. You say sorry when someone bumps into you. You say sorry before asking a simple question. You apologize for taking up physical space. This is a verbal tick of the weak. Every unnecessary apology chips away at your dominance. It tells the room that you believe you are a burden. You are constantly training people to view you as inferior. You are taking the blame chaotic world just to avoid discomfort. Replace the apology with gratitude or a command. Instead of saying, "Sorry I'm late," say, "Thank you for waiting." Instead of, "Sorry to bother you," say, "I need your attention for a moment." Shift the dynamic from total submission to absolute control. Save your apologies for when you have truly broken a strict code of honor. If you haven't caused real damage, never bow your head. Stand firm in your existence. You do not need forgiveness simply for being present. Trap number 5 is the fear of silence. You are sitting in a room, the conversation stops, and pure panic sets in. You rush to fill the quiet with meaningless chatter, awkward jokes, or nervous laughter. You cannot stand the pressure of a silent room, so you sacrifice your dignity to entertain people who do not care. By rushing to speak, you reveal your deep insecurity. You show them that you are uncomfortable with yourself and desperate for their engagement. Silence is a heavy weapon. The person who is most comfortable in silence is the person who holds the ultimate power in the room. Next time the conversation dies, do not rescue it. Lean back, maintain strong eye contact, and let the silence stretch. Watch how the weak scramble to fill the void. They will overshare, they will stutter, they will give you valuable information you can use. Use silence to extract truth. Become the master of the quiet pause. Trap number 6 is the betrayal of your own body. You may speak with total confidence, but your posture screams submission. You shrink your shoulders. You avoid eye contact. You nod excessively while others speak, acting like a broken toy just to show you are listening. You smile defensively, a weak grimace meant to signal that you are not a threat. Your biology is betraying your psychology. The world reads your body long before they hear your carefully chosen words. You must strictly eliminate defensive body language. Stop making yourself small to accommodate their fragile egos. Take up space. Plant your feet firmly on the solid ground. When you listen, keep your head completely still. A slight nod is a sign of understanding. Continuous nodding is a sign of pure desperation. When you walk, move with the slow, deliberate pace of someone who is never in a rush. Your physical presence must constantly project heavy, unshakable, cold iron. The defensive smile is the ultimate mask of the weak. You smile when you are insulted. You smile when you are uncomfortable. You use it as a cheap shield to deflect conflict. A true architect only smiles when they genuinely find something amusing or when they have achieved absolute victory. Stop giving away your joy for free. Keep your facial expression strictly neutral and relaxed. A resting state of cold focus is far more intimidating than a mask of fake happiness. Eye contact is the brutal battleground of dominance. When you look away first, you instantly lose. You are signaling that their energy is stronger than yours. Practice looking into the abyss of another person's eyes without flinching. Do not stare aggressively, but look directly through them with calm, analytical precision. When you hold eye contact during a tense moment, you strip them of their power. You force them to recognize that you are a predator, not prey. Claim their visual space. Trap number 7 is the savior complex. You bend over backwards to help people who wouldn't cross a small puddle for you. You give away your valuable resources, your money, and your time to people who only call when they need a favor. You think this makes you noble. It doesn't. It makes you a useful idiot. You are rewarding disrespect with blind loyalty. By giving unearned value, you systematically destroy your own worth in the marketplace of human relationships. Respect is a strict transaction. It must be heavily earned. If someone violates your boundaries and you still help them, you are teaching them that your boundaries are just an illusion. Cut the supply lines immediately. The moment the reciprocity stops, your generosity must completely stop. Let them feel the cold, harsh reality of your absolute absence. You are not a public charity. You are an enterprise. The cold architect invests only in assets that yield a solid return. Write the rest off. You are terrified of being called selfish. This is the exact mechanism society uses to keep the strong permanently enslaved to the weak. Being selfish is not a crime, it is a fundamental survival strategy. You cannot build an impenetrable fortress if you keep giving your bricks to the village. Guard your energy with lethal surgical precision. Let the weak complain endlessly about your coldness. Their complaints are merely the background music to your success. Your primary duty is to your own ascendance. Every time you avoid these 7 traps, you reclaim a massive piece of your lost sovereignty. You stop leaking your power. You become a perfectly closed system. The world is constantly testing your perimeter, looking for hidden weaknesses, looking for the nice guy they can easily exploit. The Ghost Protocol was about disappearing. This is about how you stand when you are fully visible. You must become an unreadable, unshakable force. No explanations, no apologies, just pure, calculated power. People will immediately notice the shift. They will feel the sudden, crushing weight of your physical presence. The people who used to step on you will suddenly find themselves hesitating before they speak. The ones who took you for granted will start anxiously seeking your approval. This is the brutal rebalance of power. Do not smile when this happens. Do not gloat. Simply accept it as the natural, undeniable order of things. You force them to play by your strict rules. You will lose people. The emotional parasites who fed on your weakness will rapidly starve and fall away. Let them go without a word. Their departure is not a tragedy, it is a necessary cleansing. You are systematically clearing the room for those who only respect raw strength. This new version of you does not compromise under any circumstances. This version does not seek to be liked. It strictly demands to be respected. You are now the predator that observes and executes. The complete transformation requires brutal consistency. One emotional outburst, one unnecessary apology, and you instantly shatter the illusion. The cold architect must remain highly vigilant at all times. The traps are everywhere, carefully hidden in daily conversations and innocent requests. Stay completely awake. Keep your posture rigid, your word incredibly scarce, and your emotions buried deep under layers of cold logic. You are constructing a masterpiece. Do not let a single crack form in the heavy concrete of your mind. Welcome to Zenith Construct. We do not apologize for our ambition, and we do not shrink to make the weak feel comfortable. If you are ready to kill the nice guy, eliminate the 7 traps of submission, and master the brutal physics of absolute power, subscribe now. Join the ranks of the self-sustaining machines. Stop bleeding your authority into the empty void. The era of the cold architect continues. We are watching. Keep building in the dark.